of us is giving us an opportunity to actually be our students. Okay, some person said to me, you don't teach that. We never do this. How can your objectives stay on the board? And all those other things. Okay, so it gives us an opportunity to just step into the minds of our students occasionally. What that does for us is it also causes us to be better prepared, because we know the kinds of questions that are going to come from them. And so to cut them before they come, have all of the answers already. Okay? Now, with designing of the exam, the first thing we need to know is what is the purpose for us giving tests. Okay? And as we see, there are several reasons. And so,
I get all of them right.
okay, there are several of them. And so, I'm just going to ask a couple of persons to read for me so that I know who I'm reading, because it's a long day for me. And so, Ms. Francis, and then Ms. Art Johnson, then Ms. Dean, then Ms. Russell. Then those four. Okay, let's start. The purpose of testing.
Firstly, to assess our teaching methods and effectiveness.
Okay, thank you.
To assess the success of our programs.
To determine the skill and knowledge of our students.
To observe the development of the students' attitudes toward and appreciation of a subject.
What exactly is it saying when we sit to write an exam? What is it that we're going to put into these tests? And what is our reason for doing all of this? Okay, that's rhetorical. I want you to think about that. But based on what we have here, the one that we look at most is to determine their skill and the knowledge of what we would have taught them, eh? Okay, next slide for me. Okay, Mr. Jones, number one. Mr. Rowe, number two. Mr. Bain, A. Bain, number three.
I get my glasses.
Mr.
To diagnose the level of
Let's listen.
to diagnose the level of understanding of students
Go ahead.
on the topic or the level of skills development.
I'm going to go over the office. I have a pizza. Something that is someone left, if it's too far for you, just say it's too far. Go ahead, Mr. Go ahead,
To diagnose the level of understanding that students have of a topic, or the level of skill development students have reached before instruction or after instruction.
Okay, let's stop there for a second. To diagnose the level of understanding that students have on a topic, look at the bottom. What they have reached either before or after we would have taught. Because some students come into our classes know some things already. And so we're building on their knowledge. Okay, next one.
I forgot that one.
To assist the teacher in determining the direction of future study based on the needs and interests of the students. What direction should the teacher take?
Okay, for example, if you go into a class and you're teaching, now my people know I need a calculator to count beyond 50. So, if you're teaching algebra, hate algebra, I don't know why I chose that one, and you give the basics of algebra at the beginning of your class, and students are responding to you in a manner that says to you, I know something about algebra. Where do you then begin with them? Where you started, or are you going to take them to the next level?
The next level.
You're going to take them to the next level. Okay, and so All of this is what we do in class and that helps us to determine what we're going to put on the examination. Next one.
To determine how well students use their skills or knowledge when asked to use them in a real life or simulated experience.
That's the part of education we must always keep right here. Whatever we're teaching, our students need to understand that when they step off this campus, they're going to use those skills. Okay, they're going to need those skills. I have the awesome opportunity at this point to teach a 10th grade literature class. That's solely by choice. Okay? And what I say to the 10th grade students is every subject that you teach is connected. Every single one. Particularly if you're in literature, because literature covers a wide scope of genre. Okay? And so, according to what you read, something can be in there about performing arts. Okay? There's always math and science and stuff if we read it close enough. Always. Okay? Family and consumer. Who likes to, these children like clothes. And they love to eat. Okay? And so, as we're teaching, we need to make sure, I say to children, finish your sentence, Roberts, make sure that they understand that these subjects are interconnected. I say to children, there are certain subjects where performing arts, math, technical drawing, physical education, business, every subject is connected. A quarter note in music is a quarter in math, is a quarter mile in physical education, is a half step in dance, whatever the real name is. Is a quarter inch in sewing. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So when you're saying these things to the students, let them see that these are all, you're going to see it again wherever you go on this campus. Okay? Okay. Mr. Gibson, Miss Thompson, and Marty. That's only two? Oh, so Gibson and Thompson.
To identify the most influential to communicate with students or parents, identifying strengths and weaknesses of individual students.
Okay, again, that's exactly what we test for. When parents come in for a report card, we should be able to say to them, because your child has scored a D, an F, obviously this child needs some help in whichever subject they would have scored those grades in, okay? And of course, with that, we say to parents, get your child a tutor, because he or she is failing math, or science, or music, whatever the subject might be. Say to the parents at that point, you need to get your child a tutor, okay? The question should cover, everybody knows this one, eh? The Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive levels, and our students' level of understanding. All right? The knowledge, then starts. Read, starts.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
thank you, ma'am.
Read the whole slide. Knowledge, start with knowledge.
Cover. Bloom's taxonomy.
Now hold on right there for me. Hold right there for me. It's in college. I purposefully chose her because I knew she would cause now. And your reaction, just as the children. The poor child trying to read. I'm trying to help her along. And the whole class is laughing.
But you should be giving a whole page.
All right, that's good. She's only going to do the first one, and then she's going to read something. First one, and then she's going to read. Listen, you're going to, come on, darling, you're going to see her grow in 2 seconds.
Knowledge. Show what the students No.
Okay, now, let's go.
O.
Operative.
Words list. Recall. Remember. Tell.
Man, tell you fine, I It doesn't matter, doesn't matter. I hope you'll see hope. There's a hole right there for me, please, baby. And this is exactly what I do. I'd hold on her shoulder and say to the class, I hope you'll see, even in your band, that she's determined to read on her own. So please do not assist her. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Three. Label.
Okay.
Emphasis, recognition, and recording ability to remember in a form of close to the way they were first presented.
Exactly. If you leave the student long enough, they get it. Okay? Leave them. Let them try. Don't interfere with them too much, they get it. It's my able assistant.
I don't know. Document.
Okay. Next one. Was good eyes and see all the way through. All right, read this one for me.
Comprehension is to show that the student understands what is learned. Operative word, explain, illustrate, describe, summarize, interpret, expand, convert, measure, understand, translate, and extrapolate. I said that.
Extrapolate.
Emphasis, grasp the meaning and intent of information, the ability to tell or translate in own words.
Okay, and so we see the higher level that's coming in terms, and this is how we write our questions for examination. Start with the easy ones, and gradually the level of the questions increase, okay? And there are certain, the emphasis on certain words tells us that this is the kind of question we're asking, the comprehension level question, okay? Next one. Cam.
Application, to show that the student can use what is learned. Operative words, demonstrate, apply, use, construct, find solutions, collect information, perform, solve, use abstractions, choose appropriate procedures. Emphasis, use of information, ability to apply learning to new situations and real life circumstances.
Exactly. So we know when our students get to this point, these are our fairly bright children. They're able to use the information that we would have given them in real life situations. Okay? And so that is why it is important when we're teaching to ensure that we, according to our grouping, go up and down the taxonomy. Because that helps us to gauge where our students are. We don't all, we have mixed classes, okay? Even though we say we have high flyers, even in the high flyers, there are mixed abilities, okay? And so we have to know where we are with all of our classes. All right, next one. Mr.
Yes, me?
Yes, sir.
Analysis, to show that the students perceive and can pick out the most important points in the material presented. Operative words, analyze, debate, differentiate, generalize, conclude, distinguish, organize, and determine. Emphasis, analyze. debate, differentiate, generalize, conclude, distinguish, organize, determine.
Okay, why do you think they're the same? That's an interesting one, and I found that one interesting too. The operative words and the emphasis are the same.
Because of the analysis.
Why do you think they're the same?
I think they run out the words for the bottom one to the top word.
Because you're gonna take it to another level.
This word, for emphasis, that's how important this one is. With this taxonomy, when we're analyzing stuff, those are our children that are thinkers. Okay, you give them a piece of information, they think it through, and they're able to analyze, they're able to come to you with different but similar information based on what you would have given them. Okay? And so, with the repeat of that, I just like the operative words and the emphasis saying the same thing. But in order for you to be able to fully analyze a piece of work, you must be able to do all of those things at a fairly high level, okay? And this, of course, you know, we're looking at high school students. And so we expect that after we would have presented information, our students will be able to go away, think about what we would have said, come back and say to us, not regurgitating what we would have already said, but they're saying the same thing to us in their own words as they understand it. And if they're off a little bit, that's where we make the corrections. All right? Okay. Ferguson.
Synthesis, to show that the student can put information together. Operative words, design, propose, create, make, hypothesize, synthesize, generate, construct. Emphasis, originality and creativity. Ability to reassemble the component parts of an idea in order to develop new or creative ideas.
Okay, so you know these your AB students right here. Now, when I did the research, well, you know, in the field of education, things change. Synthesis is now the top of the Bloom's taxonomy. It used to be evaluation. It's now synthesis, because, and then you will see the difference when we look at it, because this asks the students to do a whole lot more than just understand what they're doing. It's asking them to understand, evaluate, get some more information, figure out whether what you're saying is correct, do some research to ensure that that is correct, and then write. Okay? And so for English, this will be those paper 4 kinds of questions. For all of the subjects, this will be your extended paper kind of question. Okay? They're always going to be asked to write based on the information given and the original in their thinking. They can't stick hard and fast to the passage that was given, the information that was given. Use that information, analyze it, and then make a decision. Okay? Next. This one is actually, okay. Mr. Adelaide, read for me, please. Thank you.
Evaluation, to show that the student can judge and evaluate ideas, information, solutions, procedures, and goals. Operative words, compare, decide, judge, evaluate, conclude, contrast, appraise, develop criteria. Emphasis, criteria or standards for evaluation and judgment. Ability to make judgments based on criteria or standards.
You see now why they have made synthesis the top of the scale, because it asks for the students to do a whole lot more than just evaluate a piece of work. It asks the students to not only evaluate it, but after your evaluation, you now need to be able to write about what your evaluation has taught you. Okay? And so this will actually be the top, the second level, tier, or level of the Bloom's taxonomy presently. Okay? All right. Any questions as it applies to this section? Okay. When we sit to write exams, some basic tools that we'll need. Whether we need our curriculum, because that's what we're teaching from our ERA or our syllabus. And so we determine, each department determines in first term, these are the topics that we're going to teach, okay? Scheme of work for the period under review, which means, well, Christmas and summer, that's when we give examinations. And then lesson plans or notes for the period for the term, forecast book for the term, and then resources or text. Now, with that, what that is saying to us is, once we would have determined that we're going to do topics 1 through 4 for first term, or 1 through 10, but we realize with all that has happened, we only could get to 3. We test only on 1, 2, 3. We know our children come in the office all the time. And nothing was on that paper what she teaches us. Okay? Now we know that the children who don't come to school, so definitely nothing will be on. Okay? But for the students that are here, they look at the paper and they know, okay, we did topics 1, 2, and 3. And they realize, I can handle this exam because this only covers what was taught in my class for that particular subject. Okay. Technical difficulties. 1 minute. Back up to speed.
That's what they said. Ready your hand forward, ready your back up, ready your back up. Go to the
Okay. Okay, next one. Any questions there?
No, ma'am.
Wonderful. Oh, this other place. I hope it was okay. Decide on the length of the exam. Now, and for our end of year exam, some of you say, does we need an hour, we need an hour and a half, we need 2 hours. Okay, based on your subject. And so, of course, the length of time, as we say, as it says, should match the ability of the students that are taking the exam. Now, if you know you have intelligent children, they're going to need more time than the children who are not so bright. Okay, and so that exam kind of has to sit in the middle because they're all in the same class. And so that exam is going to have to sit in the middle of the 2 of those groups of students that are in that class. Okay, because it's unfortunate that we can't have an exam for an hour for them, an exam for 2 hours for the children that are able to handle it. All right, and so somewhere in the middle we have to determine the time that is necessary for our examination. Okay, decide on the format for the exam. We use most or all of these when we write examinations, okay? And it follows the taxonomy, you know. Because your multiple choice questions are true or false and they're matching, they sound like, ooh, that's a first level, easy, okay? Then when we get down to data response, structured short answer questions, answering questions, you see we have moved up the taxonomy, okay?
I protest because the multiple choice could also be a very high level skill.
It could be.
They're all high level.
Actually, thank you. Because in actual fact, Most college examinations, particularly the US basic schools, are multiple choice type questions. And to be honest with you, I don't like multiple choice questions because the difference between the answer and the wrong answer is so close that you can actually hardly tell the difference. Okay? And so, I think now that Bloom's has adjusted its level of skills, they also need to put multiple choice at the beginning and at the end. Okay? And so, maybe one of us will tell Bloom's to adjust that for us. Okay? But yes, you're absolutely correct. Multiple choice questions are like that. Okay. Decide the type of cognitive skills to be tested on in each question. Are we going to ask knowledge-based questions, comprehension, application? Again, the taxonomy. Okay, yes. Where does? Actually, practical exams, because you would have already taught the theory, they're just applying what you would have taught to the practical aspect of it. Okay? So once you do at the practical, you're at application and then evaluation. Yeah, you're at those two for the practical. All right. Prepare specific plan linkage for the examination, meaning list the content area that's going to be tested. Make a list of it. When the department gets together, Miss, I don't have an end of year exam. Let's say science. Miss Ferguson's class, Miss Dean's class, Miss Pinder's class, all are supposed to be doing the same topics. But Miss Pinder's class might have only gotten halfway through the topic. Unless they're writing a separate exam for Miss Pinder's class, wherever Miss Pinder's students stopped, enough questions should be on that paper that her students should be able to score at least a D. Okay? It should be something I'm thinking. It should be, but I'll get to that. Okay? And so when we sit as a department to write an exam, we cannot disadvantage a child because in his or her class, the teacher didn't cover all of the prescribed skills, and they didn't get to it, okay? And so we have to be careful that the exam, it doesn't mean though, you also give your brighter students an advantage by not putting those difficult questions there. Because in examinations, really, exams should be written at a 60-40 level. 60% of those questions should be targeted at your bottom students so that they get at least that C. Because they're not going to make it in that 40% where you ask your upper level questions. They're not going to make it. We know that. They're hardly going to make it with the basic questions you give them in that 60%. Okay? And so your exam really should cater to the middle, not your bright students. So you cater to the middle. Okay? Clear? All right. Oh, please formulate questions. Formulate the questions. Always prepare. Y'all remember some of these questions? Yeah. Always prepare your answer key along with the questions. Because sometimes you write the questions, you walk away, and you go back, and then your answer changes. Okay? And so, while you're writing, write an answer. So even if you go back to the question, if you see another answer, you just add it. Okay? But you're not walking away from your question. So question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Okay. Almost done.
I get cool right.
Okay. Display the marks. Let the child know. Question 1 mark. So they know you really don't need to write a whole paragraph. If I only give you one line, that's either one word or one sentence. You do not need a whole paragraph for 1 point. Okay? You know if you see 10 marks, you need to be writing. Okay? And so make sure that students also understand that. And please, at the end of the day, you know, when we're writing exams and we're putting in these marks, we sometimes don't check to ensure that it's only 100% that we're asking for. All right? So just make sure, at the end of the day, the exam is worth 100%. I know sometimes people give 50 and then they multiply. That's fine, according to your subject area. Okay, according to what you're doing. So just make sure that the children are getting their full marks. Finally. You're going over your exam. So you're checking to make sure the questions are properly structured and the grammar is good. So you're proofing, okay? Check that the data is accurate so that the students nor you are confused at the end of it. All right, because according to how the questions are worded, students are going to answer based on what their comprehension is. So once it's clear, when they miss, then that's on them. Check that the correct answer or mark scheme indicate fair testing for the candidates. You can tell I was doing this for examination, and that should be students. I forget to change that one. For candidates. Okay? Next one. Please remember what, everybody? See how much fun I had.